Tonight, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport, Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Buccaneer offense taking the field with all eyes in the stadium glued to their quarterback in season number 21. His first, of course, in Tampa, the great Tom Brady.
I'm sure a lot of past teammates for Tom Brady in New England get tired of hearing the phrase, what would Tom Brady do if he's surrounded by weapons? But that's exactly what he's got in Tampa Bay. He's got big-time receivers on the perimeter. You add in Rob Gronkowski at tight end. This may be the best-looking offense that he's ever played with. And now the question is, how quickly will he mesh with those new teammates and take command of his new offense?
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they get after them early.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the gun, it's Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Mike Evans has been so good downfield. I think that sometimes we end up taking him for granted. When you look back at what he's done each year in the league, he's been a 1,000-yard receiver each and every time. Now paired with the prolific Tom Brady, those numbers could really jump.
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And he's got Miller. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now the third-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Shotgun now for Brady. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's Kahn. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Well, here comes the Bears offense led out by their new man in charge here in 2020. Of course, a former Super Bowl MVP in Nick Foles.
We don't talk about it very often, but really, through the life of an NFL player, there are a lot of twists and turns, aren't there? A lot of ups and downs. Maybe you could even say a bunch of different careers. How about Nick Foles? Early in his career, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a Pro Bowl in his second season. Became a career backup after that with the Rams in Kansas City. And then, right place, right time, back up in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz goes down, and Nick Foles puts on his cape and wins the Super Bowl.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Look at this, a tight end carry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's 2nd and 10. This is the receiver turned running back, Cordero Patterson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And there's the anchor of this line, Big Vita Vea on the tackle, former first-round pick in his 3rd season now out of the University of Washington.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Foles. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Now the Bears' 6th-round pick in 2014, Pat O'Donnell on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Brady. Miller on the catch over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On third down, here's Jones. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
On first down, Brady looking middle, and it's incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time, but it's going to be second down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Brady. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Brady. And that will be incomplete as well. Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Foles and the Bears now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Then the hook up here to Allen Robinson. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First carry now for David Montgomery. He won't go down. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, But now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Caught on the left side by Ginn. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On 2nd down, it's Patterson, and he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And Ginn's got it. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. On 1st down, Patterson. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Patterson. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Patterson on the draw play. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second down and goal. Foles. And Miller will pull this one in. He's got it for the Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller there to make the grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense and Ronald Jones leading them out. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The credit that sack to Robert Quinn.
Well, that's the 2nd time they've gotten to Brady, and you've got to do it a variety of ways. You want your regular pressure. Sometimes you have to bring extra. But in this case, they got to him, and that just doesn't happen very often.
It's a rarity. He's just such a veteran. His pocket presence so good. But, hey, tip of the cap to the D. The sack backs him up, 3rd and long. Tough challenge for Brady and the Bucs. Operating from the gun. Brady. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. A 40-yard punt, no return. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, I haven't met an NFL player yet that doesn't use criticism as an edge, and Jimmy Graham has heard that a number of people think he's near the end of his career. And he didn't put up the numbers he should have put up in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to play with a huge chip on his shoulder. Nice catch there, and he wants to show flashes of that form that he exhibited early in his career with New Orleans and Seattle.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. A play fake to Montgomery, now Foles. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. They'll find Miller. That's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Now Foles. Throw left side taken in by Miller. And he's taken down inside the 30. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
They go play action here on first down. Got his tight end here. It's Holtz. That catch good for only a couple.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's Foles. And he finds his tight end, Graham. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the Bears. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Back now comes Tampa Bay. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. That catch good for only a couple. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So Brady and the Bucs need to work a little magic. 3rd and long after that last sack. From the gun, it's Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And down he'll go at the 25. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. Foles going to lead the Bears to the line, 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Nice gain there by the 2nd-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. But what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control a game with his running.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 1st down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. 10-0 our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this 1st half of play from our studios in Orlando. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. Third down here.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Back to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. That's Shaq Barrett, last year's sack leader, gets in there to register another one.
I think it's overstating it to say that he came out of nowhere. But did anyone see 19.5 sacks coming from Shaq Barrett last year? And even after he became an acknowledged guy that you had to block, he still was able to get to the quarterback. Expects to continue on that level, and there he is, adding to his totals.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Miller. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to fourth down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Again, we see Tom Brady and the Bucs set to take over. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Shotgun now for Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Chris Godwin, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Brady. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Brady. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Brady to Gronk, a familiar ring to that one, and it's a Buccaneers 1st down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Nick Foles. How about 150 yards passing and 22 rushing? His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They run with Patterson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Foles. That's caught by Montgomery. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, Charles, let's step aside, different topic here for a second. Unfortunately, the NFL lost a legend earlier in this first month of the 2020 season. Hall of Fame running back Gale Sayers passed away at 77, and Sayers, the youngest man ever inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, was just 34 years of age when he got that honor back in 1977.
And a big reason why? He had to retire early. Only played 7 years in the NFL, but what a run before injuries really cut his career short. In fact, he played the equivalent of 4 full seasons out of those 7 that he played because of injuries. But he was first-team All-Pro 5 times, led the league in rushing twice, and still holds the record for kickoff return average this many years after he retired. Commissioner Roger Goodell called him one of the finest men in NFL history, and I can tell you this, partner, one of the most exciting players we'll ever see.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And left side here, it's Graham. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, It's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Robert Quinn is the one who burst in there to blow that play up. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Brady's throw complete there to Evans. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to McCoy. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, it's Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a first down. But the Brady-Gronk connection, certainly something to watch here with the Bucs in 2020. Of Tom Brady's 541 touchdown passes coming into 2020, Gronk's 78 were the most of any receiver. From the gun, Brady. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun. Brady. That's caught by Howard. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Brady to throw again. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And now off to the races down the right side.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Blaine Gabbert, 31 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
I'd have to say we're all a little bit surprised there because at his age, with his speed, or should I say lack thereof, the only rushing touchdowns I would expect are on quarterback sneaks. But here, he found all of his guys covered, and he said, why not? And by the way, if that doesn't fire up your team to see the veteran like that risking his body for the touchdown, I don't know what will.
And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And a long run there in the end to top it off. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. William Golston in on the stop.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Foles. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, CD, we are 3 weeks into the NFL season, so curious to get maybe your biggest surprise so far. Would it be the Bears at 3-0?
Yeah, I think that's a great candidate for that big surprise team. I think you're right about that, partner, because, look, Green Bay, are we overly shocked? Seattle, overly shocked? No and no. Buffalo, I thought they'd be the AFC East frontrunners anyway. Pittsburgh, they got Big Ben back, and they've got that great defense. But Chicago, so inconsistent on offense, especially in 2 of the first 3 games of the season. Nick Foles took over in their big win in Atlanta. and he'll probably carry them the rest of the way.
Has 7 remaining unbeatens in the NFL after 3 weeks of the regular season. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit, because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Brady. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A give to Jones. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Brady. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady, pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
And there's a familiar sight, Khalil Mack putting a quarterback down in the backfield for another sack. I know he only had 8.5 sacks in 2019, so a lot of people wrote that off as, hey, what's going on with Khalil Mack? You do realize he's getting doubled and tripled on just about every snap, but that was the first time since his rookie year of 2014 that he finished the season with less than 10 sacks.
The sack backs him up, 3rd and long. Tough challenge for Brady and the Bucs. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Suckup will put this one right through, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's Foles. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here. That escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Levante David, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. And he finds Howard complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer 1st down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. And he finds Gronk. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Brady's pass there, complete to Gronkowski. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Shotgun now for Brady. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Akeem Hicks, his 2nd sack of the night.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So Brady and the Bucs need to work a little magic. 3rd and long after that last sack. Brady. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Succop's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Nick Foles ready for the next drive, leads out the Bears. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Not much there, only a yard. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Four receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 44-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Foles. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. It's caught outright by Graham. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Foles on target there to Robinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards in a Chicago first down.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think that part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Shaquille Barrett in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. He's back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back.
Wait, 29, Alpha.
Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Chicago.